Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, so hold on to your hats, Giants fans, because what's swirling around in NFL circles right now might just be one of the most explosive rumors we've seen in a while. It's about Tyreek Hill, yes, the lightning-fast wide receiver from the Miami Dolphins, potentially making his way to the Big Apple. And if this deal comes to fruition, it could completely reshape the Giants' future and their quest for Super Bowl glory. Now I know what you're thinking. Tyreek Hill? That's a huge name, a game changer, and if the rumors are true, the Giants might be about to make a blockbuster move that could elevate them from playoff pretenders to serious contenders. Sources close to Adam Schefter whisper that there's some serious buzz coming out of Miami. Apparently, the Dolphins, who are currently sitting at a disappointing 1-8 and struggling defensively, are willing to part ways with Hill. Why? Well, it's a combination of a few things. First, Miami is in a bit of a rebuild mode after Tua Tagovailoa's shoulder injury in Week 6, which has cast some doubt on their immediate future. Tua's injury, along with the Dolphins' overall struggles this season, especially defensively, where they're allowing about 28 points per game, is making the front office look at their roster differently. Miami has a manageable cap space, around $20 million, but they're eyeing a rebuild that's more about youth and flexibility, especially on the offensive line. Now, that's where it gets really interesting. The Dolphins are reportedly open to trading Hill, offering a package that includes a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, which is projected to be a top 5 selection, along with a second-round pick in 2027. That's a massive haul, especially considering Hill's explosive impact. He's one of the fastest players in the league, running a blazing 4.29 40-yard dash, and he's a true deep threat who can break secondary defenses with ease. His ability to stretch the field would be a perfect fit for the Giants, especially with a young quarterback like Daniel Jones looking to elevate his game. Now, let's talk about Hill himself. Injuries have limited him in 2025. He's only played 5 games due to a tendon injury that landed him on IR since Week 6. In those games, he's caught 21 passes for 265 yards and a touchdown, with an average of about 53 yards per game. His PFF grade is still solid at 82.1, and before the injury, he was tearing up defenses with a YAC yards after catch of 142, ranking in the top 10 in the league. He's a game-breaking talent, with his ability to create separation and turn short catches into big gains, averaging around 18 yards per route run and a contested catch rate of 52%. Even with the injury setbacks, Hill's career stats are impressive. Over 200 yards and 76 touchdowns in just 137 games, with 5 Pro Bowl appearances. His deep target share is around 32%, and he's known for his ability to gain +2.1 yards of separation per route more than the league average, making him an ideal weapon for any offense. The Dolphins, on the other hand, are looking for cap relief. There's a $52 million hit on their books in 2026, which they're eager to mitigate. They're also prioritizing youth development on their offensive line and trying to stick with Mike McDaniel's scheme, avoiding a decline in their core players due to age. It's a strategic move for Miami, especially as they rebuild with an eye on the future. But for the Giants, this could be a golden opportunity. Imagine a dynamic speedster like Hill lining up alongside receivers like Jalen Hyatt or Darius Slayton, giving Daniel Jones a legitimate deep threat that defenses have to respect. Hill's presence would force defenses to double-team him constantly, which would open up the field for the Giants, other playmakers, and create mismatches all over the field. And let's not forget what Hill could do for the Giants' offense. His speed alone, blazing a 4.29 40-yard dash, would open up the entire playbook. He's the type of receiver who can turn any caught ball into a highlight reel play, especially with his yards after catch ability. His aggressive route running and ability to win contested catches would be huge for the Giants, especially considering their current passing attack, which ranks around 22nd in points per game. Bringing in Hill could bump them into the top 10, making the offense more explosive and unpredictable. The impact on the quarterback would be significant. A young QB like Daniel Jones or even Drew Lock, who's been filling in, would suddenly have a reliable deep threat that defenses have to game plan for. In fact, some projections suggest that if Hill were to join the Giants, their Super Bowl odds could see a dramatic increase. From plus 50, 0 to around plus 10, 0, that's a massive jump that signals the league is taking notice. Think about it. Adding a player of Hill's caliber isn't just about immediate production, it's about shifting the entire perception of the Giants' potential. The division rivals, like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders, would have to adjust their game plans, knowing that the Giants now have a true game-changer on offense. It's reminiscent of the Seahawks' trade for DK Metcalf in 2025, which boosted their playoff push and made them a real threat. Plus, comparisons are already being drawn to the Chiefs' dynasty in 2024, where their explosive offense, fueled by deep threats, made them unstoppable. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, can the Giants really pull this off? Well, it all depends on the negotiations and whether Miami is willing to part ways with Hill for what could be a historic package. The Giants have the draft capital and the young talent to make a compelling offer, and if there's even a slight chance to secure Hill, it could mark a turning point in their franchise history. The vision is clear, an offense that's fast, aggressive, and capable of putting up points in bunches. With Hill stretching the field and forcing defenses to stay honest, the Giants' offense could become one of the league's most feared units. And it's not just about the offense. Hill's presence would also elevate the entire team's confidence and swagger. Imagine the MetLife Stadium rocking with Hill making a 50-yard catch in the first quarter, igniting the crowd and sending a message to the rest of the NFC East. It would be a statement move, one that shows the Giants are serious about competing at the highest level and not afraid to make bold moves. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet. These are still rumors at this point, but the potential is real enough to get every Giants fan excited. If the Giants can pull this off, they're not just building for the present. They're establishing a new era of speed, explosiveness, and championship ambition. It's a bold plan, but if there's one thing the Giants have proven over the years, it's that they're capable of making the big moves when it counts. A trade for Tyreek Hill could be the spark that ignites a deep playoff run and sets the stage for a Super Bowl comeback that fans have been dreaming about since the Eli Manning days. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if the Giants can land Hill, it will change how everyone views them in the NFC East. They could go from a team that's been stuck trying to find their identity to a legitimate Super Bowl contender almost overnight. The division would have to contend with a Giants team that now boasts one of the most electrifying receivers in the league, capable of turning any game on its head. The impact on the team's chemistry, the coaching staff's game planning, and the fan base's excitement level would be off the charts. This isn't just about adding a player, it's about transforming the entire identity of the Giants franchise. And think about the long-term implications. With Hill on the roster, the Giants could become more aggressive in the draft, focusing on building up the offensive line to protect their star receiver and give Daniel Jones more time to throw. They might also look at extending key players, knowing they have weapons that can carry them deep into January and potentially through February. This kind of move sends a message to the rest of the league. The Giants are here to contend now, not just in a few years. On the other side, for the Dolphins, trading Hill would be a strategic move to free up cap space and rebuild with a fresh slate. They could target younger offensive linemen and other playmakers, aligning with their rebuild plan. While it might hurt to see Hill go, especially considering how electric he's been when healthy, it's clear they're prioritizing long-term flexibility over short-term success. The $52 million cap hit in 2026 isn't manageable for a team looking to reset, and acquiring draft picks that can be used to develop a new core makes sense from their perspective. But for Giants fans, all eyes are on the possibility of this blockbuster. If the deal goes through, it would be one of the most exciting moves in recent NFL history, and a clear indication that the Giants are serious about competing at the highest level. Imagine the scenes at MetLife Stadium, the roar of the crowd when Hill catches his first deep ball in Giants blue. It's the kind of moment that could define a new era for the franchise, one built on speed, explosiveness, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. So stay tuned, everyone. This rumor might just turn into reality, and if it does, it's going to be a game changer. The Giants have the pieces, the cap space, and the motivation to make it happen. And if they do, I promise you the NFC East and the entire league will be watching closely. Because when the Giants add a weapon like Tyreek Hill, they're not just trying to win a few more games, they're setting their sights on the ultimate prize. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news.